record 6 tonnes of protected coral brought up inside a single trawl net in waters off Christchurch. This is true. Conservationists say Sir David Attenborough would be mortified. Senior investigative reporter Michael Morra has this New Zealand Herald exclusive. Take a look.
A trawl net holding unwanted catch, 6 tonnes of protected coral. The fishing industry says it was a mistake.
We have learned and we have shared information around the circumstances surrounding that, and it's very, very clearly a matter of human error, which is highly regrettable.
That's devastating. I don't know of any bottom trawls that have brought up that much coral in the past. This is a huge level of destruction.
Fisheries New Zealand says catching this much coral during a single trawl is very rare. But because it was reported, it's not illegal. The record catch raises questions about the industry's long-held argument that bottom trawling mostly happens on sandy, muddy sea floors.
Doesn't this example lay bare that that isn't true?
Look, as I say, the context here, this was human error. The trawl gear, the net went into the water in the wrong place.
No, I totally accept that point, but the question I'm asking is around the claim that trawling mostly happens on featureless seafloors. I'm just trying to ascertain whether that is in fact true or not.
Yes, that is true. We go back to the same trawl areas year on year. We are trawling on, as you say, featureless ocean floor of sand and mud largely.
But this clearly was not featureless seafloor.
Well, that's the point, Michael, is that this was an error.
The net full of coral was caught late last year at the Chatham Rise off the east coast of New Zealand. Authorities told the Herald most of the coral caught was dead, or what the industry calls coral rubble. A clip with Prince William and Sir David Attenborough, recently published to promote the new film Ocean, emphasised Attenborough's deep concern with bottom contact fishing.
What we have done to the deep ocean floor is just unspeakably awful.
Reacting to Attenborough's film last month, Footscheck suggested Attenborough would be proud of the way we fish, saying it was an inspiration to the rest of the world.
What do you make of that statement?
I think it's absolutely nonsense.
Carly Thomas is currently in France for the UN's Oceans Conference, a meeting focused on accelerating ocean protection. She says Sir David would be shocked by the coral haul.
He just described the impacts of bottom trawling as unspeakably awful, and I think that if he were to see this bulging net of dead coral, he would be mortified at what New Zealand's still doing in the name of fishing.
Dr. Kayla Kingdom-Bed is the Chief Executive for the World Wildlife Fund for Nature in New Zealand, but is currently at the UN's Oceans Conference. Everyone's at this conference. Winston Peters has been there in Nice, and she joins us live this morning. Thank you for being with me. I really appreciate your time. What did you make? How did this happen?
Well, it's apparent that roughly 6,000 kilograms of coral, protected stony corals, have been bulldozed in a single trawl late last year, off the east coast of the South Island. It is destruction of a magnitude that we very rarely see, and it's a significant bycatch event. Of course, it bears noting that the industry and Fisheries New Zealand have indicated that this level of bycatch, 6,000 kilograms, 6 tons, is comparatively rare, and that may be the case. But it also bears noting that in the last year, only 22% of trawls were observed. So 7 out of 10 trawls, generally speaking, are unobserved in New Zealand's waters. And with the rollout of cameras on boats in the last few years, we've seen that incidences of protected species bycatch, once they've been observed with cameras on boats, have been hugely increased. So 7,000% more instances of dolphins and whales being caught.
Right.
700% of dolphins and whales being caught, 400%, 40% more discards, and 300% more albatross interactions. So it does beg the question, is this really all that rare?
And because, so you're saying 70% of what is being trawled is not being watched. And if we've had from one instance, stony coral a single trawl net off the east coast and 6 tonnes of protected stony coral inside of it, then how big is the problem? That's your question. What needs to change? And well, actually, here's a better question. What would the cost of change be? What would the cost to industry be if we did this?
Look, I think it goes without saying that bottom trawling is a methodology that needs to be phased out. When we worked on the industry transformation plan over the last few years with the industry, I think the industry accepts that. We know it's not going to happen overnight, but there are steps that can be taken to reduce its impact immediately. And one of those steps is protecting seamounts, which are the areas of high biodiversity, protected corals, very important vulnerable habitats. We could immediately lessen the impact of bottom trawling, both in our domestic waters and on the high seas, by protecting those areas and excluding them from bottom trawling.
Really appreciate your time this morning. Thanks for coming on the show. Dr. Kayla Kingdon-Bebb, Chief Executive at WWF New Zealand. It's just gone 27 minutes away from 8, which means we're a little late to news. I apologise. Here's Neva.